O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
You know, when you look at an architectural blueprint, it's usually completely static. It just shows you where the walls go.
Right, exactly. Just the basic structure.
Yeah, but imagine looking at a schematic that doesn't just show the structure of a house, but actually maps out the electrical currents, the moods of the people living inside, and the very laws of physics governing the neighborhood.
That would be quite the blueprint.
Okay, let's unpack this, because today we are taking a deep dive into the Qabbalistic tree of life. We are pulling from foundational texts like the Sefer Yetzirah and the Zohar to extract how this ancient map explains both the creation of the cosmos and, the inner workings of your own mind. It is this really dynamic, as above, so below framework of reality.
Yeah, and to read this blueprint, you really have to look at its basic anatomy first. I mean, the tree is composed of 10 primary spheres. They're called sephiro.
Right, the 10 sephiro.
Yeah, and think of these as different attributes of the divine, or maybe different frequencies of reality, and they're all connected by 22 paths.
And looking at how these spheres are arranged into 3 vertical pillars, it functions almost like an electrical circuit, right? I mean, the right pillar contains a sphere called cheese, which is described as this unlimited benevolence.
Your expansion.
Right, so it sounds like a live wire of pure, expansive energy. But then you have the left pillar containing Gevura, which is severe constraint. I'm sort of reading that as a necessary resistor, so the whole system doesn't just have a massive cosmic blowout.
What's fascinating here is that you're totally right. Without the restrictive form of that left pillar, the sheer abundance of the right pillar would completely overwhelm the finite capacity of creation.
Oh, wow. So it would just fry the system.
Exactly. You just have a blinding flash of energy and then nothing. So the synthesis happens in the middle pillar, specifically in the heart center, that's known as Tiferet, or beauty.
So Tiferet is the balancer.
Yeah, it's the actual mechanism where these opposing forces of expansive love and severe justice blend into a usable equilibrium. It takes the raw power and the intense restriction and, turns them into something sustainable.
Which brings up a pretty massive structural question for me, because if we look at the 16th century teachings of Isaac Luria on how the structure was actually built, I am hitting a wall.
Oh, the infinite space problem.
Yes, because the texts describe the divine, the Ein Sof, as completely 100% infinite. If something takes up absolutely all of existence, how was there any empty space left to create you, me, or the universe? It's like trying to pour water into a cup that is already overflowing.
Well, Luria introduced a really radical concept to solve that exact paradox. It is called Tzimtzum, which roughly translates to divine contraction.
Contraction? Wait, so...
God actually had to retreat. The infinite pulled back into itself to create a vacuum, basically hollow space where something finite could finally exist.
So creation didn't start with an expansion, it started with a withdrawal.
Right, exactly. But when a single beam of divine light was introduced into this new empty space to start building those spheres we just talked about, the initial vessels were way too immature to hold it.
Too much power for the circuit again?
You got it. The sheer force of infinity hitting a finite container caused a catastrophic overload. This is known as the Shevirat HaKailim, or the shattering of the vessels. The lower 7 vessels just burst under the immense pressure.
The circuit literally exploded.
It did. And their fragments form dense, protective husks. Trapped within those husks are holy sparks of divine light. And that shattering is the actual mechanism that created material density.
So that's where the physical world comes from.
Yeah, is the origin of all the flaws, limitations, and, physical matter in our world.
And because of that, as above, so below rule, a cosmic explosion from these old texts supposedly dictates how we process reality today. I mean, Carl Jung, the psychoanalyst, viewed the tree of life as an axis mundi.
Right, a world pillar.
Yeah, a central pillar connecting our conscious, rational ego right down to the depths of the unconscious.
And climbing this tree mirrors what Jung called individuation. You can think of the shattered fragments and dense husks at the roots of the tree as your raw biological instincts and your unhealed traumas.
Okay, so the roots are the trauma.
Exactly. And the journey upward is the psychological process of integration. You are actively taking the expansive energy of the right pillar and the discipline of the left pillar to process those traumas.
Oh, wow. So you are literally pulling the trapped sparks out of the shadows of your unconscious to build a fully integrated conscious self.
But you are picking up the broken pieces.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The ultimate takeaway here is a concept called tikkun olam.
Right, repairing the world.
Yeah, the purpose of human life is this active duty to repair the world. You are meant to gather up those scattered, fallen sparks through ethical action and self-awareness.
And this actually raises a really interesting point when we look at the math of the system. In Qabbalistic numerology, or gematria, every word and concept has a numerical value.
Right, the hidden math.
Yeah, and the lowest sphere on the tree, the one at the very bottom representing our dense physical reality, is called Malkuth. Its numerical value is 496.
Okay, well, I am definitely not a mathematician, so what is significant about 496?
Well, mathematically, 496 is a perfect number. That means it is exactly equal to the sum of its divisors.
Wait, really? So our physical realm is built out of shattered vessels, density, and cosmic exile, but its mathematical signature symbolizes absolute perfection.
Yeah, it is pretty wild when you think about it.
It makes you wonder, could it be that our flawed reality is the exact perfect environment we need for our spiritual evolution?
That is a fascinating way to look at it.
It is definitely something to mull over next time you look at a blueprint of your own life. Maybe the flaws in your structure aren't a mistake at all. Maybe they are exactly where the light gets in.